welcome back. If it's not back, this is my Child Art Expo with Richie and the amazing
Taabu.
Yeah.
How would you say you started art?
Myself, actually, it started out funny. I started out drawing when I was in primary school. Started out drawing and my parents would get so furious, they would beat these tiny hands off. They'd say, Richie, nikiai kupata, utatoka nje, umesikia? Utakutupa nje. So I had to always find like a thin line where I had to walk with art. Then as I progressed, continuously progressing, I kind of grew into my own space, felt confident about it. And for me, I use art as an expression. It's basically what I use to talk about those things I can't normally say to people, the things that go silenced. Most of those things are like, how you have a friend who can decide to just do something stupid to you and, you guys are friends. So I coming up to high school, I kind of picked it up well and I started doing, I started selling small portraits for like, 40, 50 shillings. To them, that was like a lot of money. I was like, oh, I've made it. Mama, see, I got money.
I started art as, much like you at a young age. And just like primary school, I don't know but in my primary school, when you were in class, you just used to draw cartoons. And you had a phase drawing cartoons like Pop-Up Girls and the Kids Next Door and just basically all cartoons. And so that's how I can say I started art. And then fast forward to uni, I decided to do it as a full-time. Like, where do you work from? Like, do you have a studio? Do you work from home?
All right. So I have various places I work with. I have studios that I do work with, like the Go Down and Das Depot. But then again, most of the time I prefer creating my pieces from my own space at home. And the reason why I love creating in tiny secluded spaces is because I get no interruption from other people or corruption from the pieces. Because in the creative process of creating a piece, you find that people have opinions, especially when you're creating a piece. And that kind of changes.
Yeah.
Someone will be like, why is it yellow? Why can't it be blue?
Right.
Why can't it be red? And so I usually create, it's like a vacuuming situation. I vacuum myself, create a piece, then give it out to the public for them to scrutinize them as much as they want.
I just recently started working from a studio. However, I would encourage that just because you don't have a studio space does not mean you can't produce work. Sure. Like, it's just a space. Like, you can use your house, the privacy in your house, and just create something. Just don't wait until you get a studio and then start creating work. So that shouldn't be an excuse for anyone rather. But I do use the studio as well as the house. Like, I carry work home, so I'd say both of them. Both identity of art is that I do not know how to correlate with art. However, I'd like my main focus when I'm making work is for also the audience to relate to the work on their own. Because when I'm creating work, I'm in my space and I'm creating something that I relate to. But what I do also like is when the audience tells me what they think about the work, and they can also. And the best part is that they can also relate to the work.
The work.
What would you say your identity is as a painter?
Largely, I would assume that my identity is the mood that is set. And I think through my entire interview, so you have to feel it. You have to feel the piece. Because as much as it is an investment that you're making, you have to make an heartfelt investment. That's what I always crafts anyone who's interacting with my pieces. I mean, what was your worst running in on art? That point where you were doing the pieces and you're like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this anymore.
That's like every day. Every day you're working on a piece, you still have, because they don't, pieces take time to develop.
True.
So you can start a piece, you have an idea, you're going to build on that idea, so you start it, you're very happy, you're very enthusiastic. And then, like, 2 days, like, you've done the background, say if it's painting, for example, and after a while it's like, what am I doing? It doesn't make sense, it's not going it's not going your way. It doesn't. It's really not even what you planned. But like, I do appreciate the process. I think the process is very important. But like, I do understand what you're saying. That self-doubt is definitely. Even now, I still struggle.
Okay, well, one of the most amazing stories I always get to hear when I interact with artists, with myself, like for example, is like when we go out for gigs and getting people to react to our pieces. That's the most amazing part you can ever have as an artist, where someone comes to you and they'll explain to you that their piece moved them to tears. I don't know if you've ever had that moment, because I had one of those moments when I did one of my pieces, which I called it The Sinking Lady, that explained of a piece of a lady who was drowning inside her own sorrows. Basically, it was a black water space. And so this lady comes to me that, Richie, I think I want to buy your piece, but I don't have any money. But it's moved me to tears. I'll give you everything I had. And she just gave me everything she has, but it wasn't because of that, it was because of the mood that was set. So I don't know if your pieces are mostly mood setters or...
I'd say I'm more of an expressionist. So yeah, so in one way or another, it does communicate a certain way. Because I do believe that I create my work for expression and to get to evoke emotion from the audience as well as myself. So that's what I have in mind when I'm creating the pieces. So I'd say yes, they're very expressionist type of thing.
What would you say about your personal growth as an artist? Let's say to the entire artistic field, do you think that this far your art has changed?
It has, and it's still changing. I do not think that whatever I'm creating now is what I'm going to be creating 5 years later from now. I feel like every day, every piece that comes is different. So yes, I do think that it's changing, and I'm happy about the change. I may not agree with the change necessarily, but I do think that it's changing every day. It's changing.
Oh, that's very interesting.
What can you say about the market?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I've gotten the chance to, having done art for a long time, I've gotten the chance to interact with quite a variety of people, and it depends on a large amount of things. The very first thing that depends that you always have to have a marketing team, because your art always has a targeted audience.
Mm-hmm.
And with
a team, so like people who
no, like PR or communications or marketing, because these are the people who will bring in the market that can understand your form of art.
But if like it's a student now, for example, if someone in KU is like just started out like doing this art thing, like how are they going to get like a PR?
Well, okay, you don't necessarily have to always have a PR person.
Right.
There are so many gigs that are out there. The best thing you can ever have as an artist is to get acknowledged. People know you. And once people start following you, they will start investing in getting to see your shows and coming to your shows and sponsoring your pieces and buying them. Then you can understand your value, and if you have a show, it can blow up on your face, which is a very good thing. That's the main aim as artists.
Mm-hmm.
That's where people want to go.
Yeah.
But ideally, people work with organizations. If you find that it's a little bit hectic, you can join groups like the Corner Trust Fund. You can go down and that's Depot and find people to just take you to the next level. Because drawing in your own tiny space and having your paintings hanging in your own space is detrimental, because you're the only one who sees it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In terms of market, I'd say that start simply by posting it on social media. It's the fastest, it's the easiest. You have a phone, or your friend has a phone. Take a photo of your work, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter, just anywhere where people can see your work. And that shouldn't be the only. Also, I'm not saying that you should do that all your life. Just until right now, that's because it's the easiest mode of sharing work. And then from there, try out at gigs. Because some events are really kind enough to give artists space.
True.
So get a group of friends, like 5, and so each of you pay a certain amount of the fee. And then just start there, show your work there, get how people, like get to see how people interact with your work, and then from there now you can move on to now what you were saying, going to artist spaces, like Warner, etc. And should the people expect
From the show? Oh,
yes,
oh.
from the show, yeah.
Wow, kama mshaiona mnofu, kuna vitu vingi viko pale. First of all, there's going to be tons of artists, tons of beautiful pieces being sold and auctioned. There's also going to be performances. There's going to be an end show at the end of the entire 4-day experience. And if you guys want, you can always come with your family, come with a friend. You can get beautiful pieces. You can also get contacts that you're going to use, yeah? And we're having people coming from all over the world. So if you're not part of this bandwagon, hey, tapito na wakati jamani, sio? Exactly.
So the event is going to be in April 18th to 21st at Alliance Francais in Nyali, Mombasa. If you won't make it, first of you know.
Shapito na wakati. Shapito.
And also, but we understand also if you don't make it. However, I would urge you to, just join the movement that is My Tribe is Art.
True.
Because it's aimed at showcasing, rather creating a platform for young artists. And, I'm happy, we're both happy to be part of this experience.
Very much. And if you find that you don't have the time to come, you can also find our contacts or get to follow us on social media if you want to place orders of pieces that you want to be created. They're also available.